So today we are discussing what is the moral lesson of an Adam destined for failure. Now, what gives me the right to say that Adam didn't have a chance? It was predestined that he was going to fail the test and he was going to eat from the Eitz Hadas Tov Meirah, the tree of knowledge. How could I say such a thing? It's based on 5 words in the Midrash Rabbah, right in the beginning of Parshat Noach. And there the Midrash says, Ha'adam haya metukan lemisa, which sounds like it was inevitable that he was going to bring death to the world. In other words, he was going to lose his immortality as a punishment for eating from the Eitz Hadas, and subsequently the whole world is going to lose their immortality, all because of Adam. Amazing concept. And it's not the only place. There's another Midrash which says it even more dramatically. It says, it uses the word alilah, which is almost like a false accusation. The Midrash says it's false to blame Adam for everybody's death, to guilt him with all of mankind's death throughout the ages until the end of time. It's really not fair, because it says in the Torah itself, Adam kimut ba'oel, the Torah talks about the laws of what to do with a dead body. So it was obviously God's plan to have death incorporated into the world. So how can you blame Adam? Why are we guilting him with all this? So we have 2 sources that it was inevitable that Adam was going to not pass this test. And we've talked in the past what a difficult test it was. The snake was an exceedingly great snake oil salesman. He was very, very crafty. He used all kinds of amazing arguments, some which took him too far, and that's what he was punished for. And Chava was, when she ate from the Eitz Hadas, she was no longer in the same playing field. Adam was stuck in a world of absolute truth, and she was already in a world where you can manipulate truth, our world. Nothing against her, but all of us are in that world now. So you see that everything was stacked against Adam. So then the question is, could there have been a better candidate? If we're saying it's inevitable that God picked someone, obviously he had free choice and he could have made it. Otherwise these questions, are unanswerable. So it means that yes, it was inevitable, but obviously he had the power to do it. It was difficult. He could have done it. He had the free will and he could have done it, but he didn't. And again, we're saying it's a very, very difficult test. So is it possible that we could ask this question? Maybe God could have found a better candidate, a stronger candidate with more moral resolve, and maybe he wouldn't have been tripped up. So if that sounds like a theoretical question to you, it's actually something else that the Midrash brings. The Midrash actually says that Avram deserved, because of the great moral strength that he deserved to be born before Adam. Means that he may not have been tripped up. He may have passed these tests. The only thing is, God withheld Avram from being born at this time because God needed him in later generations. The Midrash gives an example of if you're building a house, you take your most powerful, strongest beam and you put it in the middle to hold up the whole house. In other words, yes, it might be inevitable that Adam was going to fail and the generations would fall after that. But then Avram came on the scene. And Avram Avamon Goyim, not only was he obviously the forefather of the Jewish people who raised the idea of monotheism, but he also was Avamon Goyim. And if you take that to mean not just progenitor of many nations, but many other religions, since Christianity and Islam have some of their roots in Judaism. So you see what a strong beam Avram was right in the middle there, that we are still feeling the repercussions today of 3 major religions. Okay, so now we go back to our original question. So why did God choose Adam, who was inevitable to fail? Why would you start out with someone like that? Although, as we said, he could have succeeded, but it was inevitable that he was going to fail. Well, there's 2 approaches I could think of. Number 1, of course, Avram was a larger-than-life personality who passed those grueling 10 tests, and maybe that's a little that's difficult for people to have that role model right in the beginning. And this is very related to what I think is a major theme in the Midrash. We've said it many times, and that is that the Midrash is all about growth through adversity. And this is really what Adam is showing us. He not only didn't pass that test, then he blamed his wife instead of taking responsibility. And then, according to some commentaries, he didn't even ask for repentance. He didn't ask for tshuva when he could have, and who knows what kind of global repercussions that could have had if Adam asked for tshuva. So you see that Adam had to repair his relationship between God and his relationship between his wife and all of mankind. And of course, it's not Adam who's getting these lessons. It's really Bnei Adam. It's all of mankind. These are our lessons to embrace, that we have to learn from adversity. We have to take responsibility. These for our failings. These are the important lessons that we got from Adam that we could not have gotten from Avraham. And that is, of course, the ultimate answer to why God started with someone who would ultimately fail. Have a great Shabbos.